Hello there, welcome to my channel, Mo Moon Tarot. My name is Mo Moon. Welcome to your weekly reading. This is a reading, tarot and oracle card reading for Monday, August 23rd to Sunday, August 29th. I have a lot of decks out today. As usual, I'm not really sure how this is going to play out. But I'm probably going to use all the decks. So I'll be using the Vampire Tarot. I'll be using the Dark Mirror Oracle. I'll be using the Witch Casket Self-Love deck. Witch Casket Self-Love deck. I'll be using Wisdom of the Oracle. And last but not least, I'll be using the Halloween Tarot. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling the fall vibes coming on. It's super hot today. It's like probably 31 or 32 degrees Celsius outside. It feels like an inferno. Thankfully, we have a portable air conditioner in here and a fan going. But I hope that you're doing well wherever you are. And I hope you enjoy this reading. Let me know how it resonates down in the comments if you want. Let's just go ahead and start to get into this. So I wanted to let's start with a Witch Casket Self-Love deck card. Let's start with a positive message. This is a mini deck. All right. So the first card we have is In Silence, You Hear the Best Advice. So that's a message to us to just be open to what the universe is speaking, or whatever form of higher power you believe in, whether it be spirits or angels or spirit or a deity or a goddess or a god or an ancestor or a spiritual ancestor or a spirit guide, whatever that might be. This card is saying, in silence, you hear the best advice. So sometimes good advice is just to let ourselves be silent and listen to, what's coming in, be receptive, be attentive, not always talking, but also being open to hear downloads, and messages from the divine. I was listening to a girl named Crab Queen here on YouTube, and she was talking about connecting to your higher self and how the higher self is not our ego, but it's the best part of us. And she was also talking about the tarot in another video, and she was talking about how sometimes when you're reading tarot, you'll get downloads, you'll get messages that you don't know where they come from. They're kind of, they might resonate with what you're talking about or what you're thinking, or they might kind of be like out in like left field, coming to you, but it's important to pay attention to those downloads. So in silence, you hear the best advice. It could mean like, listen to the downloads that you're receiving from spirit, listen to the downloads that you're receiving from the divine, or just be open to listen to other people, Sometimes it's not always about who can talk the most or who can be the loudest or who can get their voice heard, but sometimes it's about listening to the people that are talking to us, maybe somebody that needs a listening ear this week, and you're going to be that person who's going to just shut your mouth and listen. And if there's an opportunity for you to give advice or to give encouragement, take it. But if not, just be open to listening. So let's go ahead and draw a card for Monday, August 23rd. Monday, August 23rd, Spirit, please give us a message for Monday, August 23rd. Monday, August 23rd. We have two cards. We have the Six of Pentacles and the Hermit. So it's interesting, the picture in the Six of Pentacles seems like an innocent, individual being approached by a vampire. And then in the Hermit card, we have like an ancient vampire. And the thing that stood out the most to me when I drew these cards was the Hermit, obviously, because it's a major arcana card. So it's about, wisdom and humility and going within yourself for the answers. All the answers that you need are within you on Monday. If you're feeling lost, just be open to being attentive to the answers that your higher self is telling you. Like we said in this card here, in silence you hear the best advice. And so sometimes the advice isn't necessarily a download from spirit, but it could be a download from your higher self. And the Hermit is saying there might be an opportunity for you to just go within on Monday and really take it slow and really be open to receiving illumination from within yourself. And at that point, once you are illuminated, once you are enlightened, through your own higher self-consciousness or through another consciousness that you believe in, then you'll be open to giving back to others. And sometimes it's important, we have this card here, in silence you hear the best advice. Sometimes it's important to be heard ourselves in order to have space held for ourselves by somebody that we know or love or respect, somebody holding space for us so that we in turn can hold space for others as well. So the Six of Pentacles here is kind of talking about that. On a more practical note, it could be talking about giving of your finances to a specific cause, or saving up money in order to give something good to yourself in the future, or receiving a financial gift from somebody, or receiving even a birthday gift of monetary value. That's what I see for Monday, August 23rd. It's interesting that we have the Hermit, because the Hermit is like, for Monday, August 23rd, the Hermit is just such a deep diver, like so profound, so much more profound than we can speak. It's like sometimes when you just have an understanding, with somebody and no words are spoken, there's just a meeting of the minds where maybe your facial expression speaks more words than you know. I'm thinking about a time at work where there was a little bit of a tiff between two people, and my face kind of spoke what I thought about the situation, and I felt like I was understood just by my facial expression. But it was a neutral facial expression, right? It was like an expression of like, I guess this is just the way it is sometimes, and no judgment, and I feel like the Hermit is one of those cards where there is no judgment. There's only learning. There's only, taking things in stride. And I feel like Monday could, with this card, the Hermit, I see that Monday, August 23rd will be one of those days where we take it in stride, where we really, do some deep diving, and where we are feeling like we're in a deep spiritual connection with ourselves, or with the wisdom of the ages even, like the Hermit is that individual who has the wisdom of the ages. It could be an elderly person as well who just has a lot of life experience. Maybe you're taking care of somebody on Monday, August 23rd, who has a lot of life experience, who's telling you stories of the past. Or maybe you want to meet your grandmother or grandfather, maybe they're still alive and you want to get together with them and just kind of pick their brain, find out, what life was like, what are the secrets that these people hold, before they pass on. So let's get a card for Monday about what's a challenge we will face. A challenge we will face. Queen of my world. Doesn't seem like a challenge, does it? Queen of my world. Card number 24. I'm going to read the book for that one. So the moon phase is a full moon, which is interesting because Sunday, August 22nd, we had a full moon in Aquarius, and this is Monday. Coming off of Monday, we have this card that represents the full moon phase. And the stage is bargaining. I set limits to my world. Inside, I am queen, and outside is lost. Visual seed. Onto a snowy background, white columns rise through the forest. A pale woman dressed in scarlet, bright red, with a crown of thorns and a white luminous lance strides forward, her posture confident and her feet bare. Sentence, I am my world and my world is me. I am royalty. Going dark. There is a space out and a space in. There is a realm and what is mine, and there are other places. I will not care if my world is made of thorn and ice, and if it's carved by my blood. My world is my world. I rule. I decide his borders, and I am law. I am princess. I am the blood in the veins of its heart. I am the warrior and the bride. I am alone, and I am the first among many. Be fearful of my world, because it's paved of my hopes and dreams, and you have no power there. I am greater than the stars and more beautiful than the moon. Wow. That's really something. Wow. So this is not so much a challenge as much as it is an affirmation. With Monday, August 23rd, I feel a lot of heartache with this card because it's talking about your blood, sweat, and tears being, your castle and how you've arrived at the point that you're at, struggles that you've been through, but still coming out undefeated and strong and vibrant. And I think it goes well with the Hermit card on Monday as well, because we're talking about life lessons, life knocking you down and getting back up again. So don't be discouraged on Monday if life does take its punch at you and you get knocked down, because you're the queen of your world. Whether you're male or female, you have that energy of a queen who is beautiful and vivacious and strong and commanding and resilient. So I do feel like Monday, it's a very heavy day, maybe possibly because we're coming off of the full moon in Aquarius, but maybe the energy is still lingering and it's a little bit heavy. But it's also, I have a good feeling about Monday, because usually when things feel heavy, it's just because they're at the brink of change. And my friend Wendy Bones here on YouTube talks about the Ace of Cups being a card that brings about a fulfillment or a culmination of energies to a boiling point where things will be born. And I feel like Monday is one of those days where we're coming to that boiling point, where it's about giving back or receiving. It's about either pouring into someone's cup with the Six of Pentacles and really giving somebody the help that they need. Sometimes the best way that we can overcome our own challenges is by being there for others and by helping out others, because sometimes when we're having a hard time, mentally with a situation, it helps us to forget about our own problems when we help other people with their problems. And it's not about, repressing that pain or that, discomfort in your own life with what you're struggling with, but it's just about, understanding that, we all go through difficulties, and sometimes, like Mother Teresa said, lose yourself. in the service of others, and that losing yourself in the service of others helps you define yourself, So when I work at the hospital, and I'm feeling down about my own life, and I see these people suffering, with whatever illness they're suffering from, it makes me realize that anybody could be in that boat. Anybody could be in that boat of suffering. And that's not to belittle any suffering that any of us do, because we all suffer in different ways. But it's just about recognizing yourself in other people's eyes, recognizing that you are a part of this greater circle of life. So that's what I see for Monday. I'm going to put the cards away so I have more space to draw more cards. Okay. So let's get a card for Tuesday, August 24th. Sorry, there were some cards that were already turned over in the deck. Okay. Spirit, what does Tuesday, August 24th hold for us? Tuesday, August 24th. Tuesday, August 24th. Okay. Well, there's a lot of cards that fell out. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. It's going to be a short message here. We have the Six of Imps, which talks about victories. Coming back victorious from a struggle. We have the Ten of Ghosts, which is the Ten of Cups, which talks about fulfillment in life. So maybe on Tuesday, August 24th, you're feeling like you've been victorious and now you feel fulfilled. You've been successful at something that you've done. Justice has been served in a certain situation, and that is what's making you feel fulfilled and abundant. The Page of Ghosts is the Page of Cups. It's a little bit of a surprise to you that this turned out in your favor, but it's a good surprise. The Page of Imps is a Page of Wands. And this success, this victory, this abundance, this surprise, this justice is giving you hope, giving you passion, giving you determination for continuing on in life. The Ace of Pumpkins is the Ace of Pentacles. So the thing in question was possibly monetary, or that had to do with earthly, valuable things that you own. Maybe you received a monetary gift, or received some sort of physical gift, or maybe you're feeling a lot more vibrant in your own body. You're feeling more healthy because of this success that took place. And now you're ready to watch the blessings come in. Because of the fact that justice has been served and things have been ruled in your favor. You could be going through some sort of legal situation, or maybe just a little argument that you had with somebody and now they're seeing things your way. But the Six of Imps is the Six of Wands, and it speaks about being victorious. And of course we have the Ten of Ghosts. I don't see any negativity on Tuesday, August 24th. I see with the Ten of Ghosts, which is the Ten of Cups, that you're feeling fulfilled, you're feeling happy, you're feeling connected and vibrant. So I'm trying to see if there's anything else I see in these cards. It's 7 cards that came out for Tuesday, August 24th. It's a very specific story. The Ace of Pumpkins, Justice, Six of Imps, Page of Imps, Page of Ghosts, Ten of Ghosts, Seven of Pumpkins. There's a lot of enthusiasm on August 24th. You're feeling emotionally enthusiastic. You're feeling driven. You're feeling like your hard work is paying off and things are coming to fruition, and justice is being served. You're feeling like things are fair, and the truth is coming out. Maybe the truth in your own eyes, or maybe the truth in somebody else's eyes that you agree with, something that you were possibly fighting for with the Six of Imps, because this is coming back from like a battle victorious. So something that you fought for is coming to justice. Justice is being served in that situation. Card number 11 of the Major Arcana. So the scales are being balanced, and there's a lot of energy of balance on Tuesday, August 24th. Let's get a Witch Casket self-love deck card. Okay. You're not going to believe it. In silence, you hear the best advice. So that's 2 days in a row where you have that card. In silence, you hear the best advice. So even though you might be successful, you might be winning at a certain situation, maybe winning at life, maybe feeling like, you know, things are finally turning in your favor. It's still important to be a student of life and still be open to the teachings that life has to offer. Sometimes we feel like we've reached a point where we are so successful, we kind of like, you know, ask ourselves, where do we go from here? Or even, you know, thinking that we've reached a point where things can't get any better, or reached a point where we're like, I don't want things to change. I'm really happy with where they are right now. But it's open, that it's keeping an open mind, keeping your ears open, keeping your heart open, keeping your eyes open, being aware and alert at all times. And it's interesting that we have the Page of Imps and the Page of Ghosts, because the pages are students of life. You know, they're learning how to, you know, be able to handle more responsibility. So yeah, that's Tuesday, August 24th. I'm going to try to go a little bit faster because I realize this is already at 22 minutes. So let's get a card for Wednesday, August 25th from the Dark Mirror Oracle. Wednesday, August 25th. Parasite. Card number 19. So this could be a challenge that we're dealing with on Wednesday, August 25th. Parasite. You know, a parasite is somebody who feeds off the life of somebody else. Let me read it. Could be a challenge, could be something that we're being called to pay attention to. The moon phase is waxing crescent. When the only answer to lack of self-efficiency is to cling to another one. So it's kind of like I said, when you're clinging to somebody else in order to find, you know, sustenance. A long-haired man with a pale-faced, heavy eyelid. A long-haired man with a pale-faced, heavy eyelids. A dull golden chain drapes over his forehead. Around his body and through his body, a poisonous ivy grows and clings steadily to him. Sentence. We can't survive alone. We'll seek company. But instead of growing together, they will wither together. Going dark. Relationships are not a zero-sum game. Of course, using each other is part of the game, but it's quite different when use takes the shape of supporting rather than manipulating or exploiting. In the long run, a good relationship is a win-win, where the more I give, the more I get, and the other way around. Still, it's not always like this, isn't it? Not just in bad relationship. In the short run, bad is bound to happen even in the house of true love. We cling, we bite, we hunger for safety and freedom and support. And on the other side, we get mangled, bitten, demanded on. Well, it happens. It happened and it will happen again. It is part of the game. But if it happens too often, it creates a toxic environment. It doesn't matter if we are the victim or the perpetrator, as poison is shared equally. One gets the pain, another one gets the advantage, but the toxic part they both get. Fully a parasite, a leech kills itself as much as it kills the host. It sacrifices the journey to the destination, and then the destination to its own failures. The problem is not living as sheep, but the true problem is living as a sheep for 100 years. So like that last sentence, it's not about following. It's not about following others and mimicking others and trying to be like other people. It's about, falling down, yes. Maybe sometimes we are more needy than other times, but we can't let ourselves get stuck in that cycle of neediness or comparisonitis, comparing yourself to others, wanting to copy what other people are doing. It's okay to be inspired by others and to want to, incorporate some of other people's ideas into your own artistic endeavors. But it's also talking about relationships and how, it's normal that sometimes in a relationship somebody will be dependent on somebody else for a short time, and that person will give of themselves. But it's about, the fact that there are cycles. You give, the other person takes, you take, the other person gives. Sometimes it's 50-50, sometimes it's 100-0, sometimes it's 20-80, sometimes it's 80-20, percent. Sometimes you give more than your partner gives, sometimes your partner gives more than you give, but in total, you together have 100% of the effort being shared. But sometimes we have to be carried, and sometimes we have to carry others. And so I think that's one of the challenges we're facing on Wednesday, August 25th, is like, what stage are you at? Are you being carried, or are you the one carrying? And challenge yourself by asking yourself, am I always needy? Am I always, it speaks really like to home with me, because I do feel like sometimes I am very needy. I'm very, wanting of affirmation, and it's partly because, I battle with my own self-esteem issues. But it's about not just, being needy, but also admitting that sometimes if you are needy, that you play that role sometimes. And one of the best things that you can do is, first of all, admitting that to yourself, because that's how you start to make progress towards change, is by admitting, like I just did, that sometimes I am needy. Sometimes, I do play that needy role, and it's quite often because of my low self-esteem issues. But, I'm working on myself, and I'm working on healing myself. And that's where the encouragement comes in, is knowing that if you can admit to yourself who you are, what role you play in a relationship or in a friendship or in life, then you can start to take the progression towards healing that within yourself. It's just admitting it, because if you are in denial, and if you say to yourself, no, that's not me, I'm never like that, then there's no reason for change. There's no catalyst for change. So that's what the cards say for Wednesday, August 25th, the card. Let's go to Thursday, August 26th with the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Thursday, August 26th. Thursday, August 26th, Spirit. Community. I feel like we've already talked about community quite a bit in this reading, because we've talked about speaking with our elders, helping others out in this world, being in a relationship, being justice being brought to your life in a certain situation that involves other people. Let me read the book for community. It's card number 8. Essential meanings: belonging, being seen and understood by others, like-minded connections, a sense of family and friendship, knowing your place in the world. So that's a little bit more of a lighthearted day, Thursday, August 26th. Knowing your place in the world. So you're Wednesday was about admitting our place in this world and in relationships, and Thursday is about knowing, not having so many questions, but just knowing. This card signals a new affiliation with a group. Humans are social creatures, and we need to know we are useful to our families and communities. In a community, everyone has an important function and feels, I matter. Membership in the group provides a sense of belonging, of kinship, and of purpose that comes from working together for the greater fulfillment of all. Perhaps you are part of a spiritual community or an artistic one. Perhaps you are in a learning community where you share your love of education. Regardless of its form or focus, your community brings you joy. You will be inspired by it and want to contribute to it. Your contribution may be as small as showing up or as large as becoming its leader. No matter your position in the group, your presence is needed. So when I think of community, I think about my work. I think about working at the hospital with my colleagues and taking care of the community of where I live, because it's a local hospital. And I think about how as a community we build each other up. If I show up to work and I'm feeling like low energy, or like I don't really want to be there, people might ask me, are you okay today? Or they might be a little bit more gentle with me when they ask me to come do something for them or for a patient. Or likewise, if I come to work and I have a lot of energy and I feel like I want to bring a sense of joy to the community, I will say hi to everybody and ask people if they need help with their patients, and talk to people about what they're doing that weekend, or how things are going in their lives, or it's a community. I also think about family as community, supporting family members. So maybe Thursday, August 26th, with this community card, and I find that such a hard word to say, because sometimes it's hard to be in community. Sometimes, like with the Hermit card, we kind of want to withdraw, and that was Monday was a day of kind of withdrawing, whereas Thursday is a day of being more outgoing, being more in the energy of community, and really sharing your gifts with the world and really being there for other people. So that's what I see for Thursday, August 26th. Let's go on to Friday, August 27th. I'm going to go with the Dark Mirror Oracle deck again. Friday, August 27th, Spirit. Friday, August 27th. Friday, August 27th. A message. Okay, well that doesn't count. I just don't know why that all came out, but I think sometimes mistakes happen. Maybe Friday is a day of admitting that sometimes we make mistakes, but that we don't anticipate making those mistakes. We don't anticipate troubles or difficulties or blips in the system. Friday, August 27, we have Perchance to Dream, card number 28. So Friday, August 27 is a very dreamy sort of day. Perchance to dream. Maybe traveling through this world, but not really being connected to it. Maybe Friday, August 27 is a good day to do some grounding exercises, to do some meditations, to feel more in touch with your body, maybe to do some exercise, because it's good to dream, but it's very important not to go through this life only connected to the divine, but also connected to your physical body. Now, I feel like we all have a connection to both, but sometimes depending on the person, depending on the situation, depending on the lifestyle, we are either more connected to the spiritual realm or more connected to the earthly realm. And of course, this could also have something to do with your zodiac sign. If you're an earth sign, maybe you feel more grounded most of the time. And if you're an air sign, maybe you feel more connected to your thoughts and, things that are going through your mind. And, but it's important, like, perchance to dream, take the time as well to dream, take the time to feel connected to the earth, but also take the time to do a little dreaming for yourself on Friday, and, because dreaming, like, I want to say dreaming is how, manifestations are done, because it starts with a dream. Perchance to dream. Moon phase is the new moon. If I sleep long enough, when I wake up, the pain will have been gone. This reminds me of my sister. She's going through so many physical ailments right now, and she said she likes to sleep so that she can forget that she's in pain. A crowned naked man is reclining, his eyes closed and his body dissolving in the wind. Another man holds him gently. Behind them, a circle of brass, risen by thin, silvery threads. Sentence: to die, to sleep, perchance to dream. Or, going dark. It's time to surrender, to drown, to dive in, head first, in the cozy, all-enveloping darkness of the blanket. It is a moment of weakness, a desire to close your eyes and surrender just for one moment, 1 second, 1 minute, not like a hero fighting the world, but like a kid just welcoming the darkness outside, within, fully. How long will that moment last? A minute? We can say just a minute, but it's not true. Disappearing is but an instant, just the time to take a breath twice, and yet it can take ages. Ages we will regret. Ages that we will have lost, like stolen by our own surrendering. And yet we close our eyes. We let one sense after the other slow down to nothing. Sight first, then hearing and smell. Last will be the touch, the comforting hand we all deserve, to hold us up when we have done enough, and we just cannot but let it go. So maybe there's a dream that you have. Friday, August 27th. Maybe there's a dream that you have that you really don't want to let go of. And why should you, right? If you have a dream, there's a reason for it. So Friday is about giving into that dream, giving into that part of your imagination that just hopes for a better world, a better situation, a better circumstance, a better opportunity, a better lifestyle, a better car, a better relationship, whatever that is. Take the time to dream about it, but don't let yourself get too tethered. Don't let yourself get untethered from the earth either. Remember that you're also a physical being, and you need to eat, you need to sleep, you need to pamper yourself at times and take time to connect to the earth and go for a walk or get some exercise. It's important to dream, and this card is saying that. This card is saying it's important to have your dreams and to follow your dreams, and to let yourself also take time, if you need it, to rest, to sleep, to forget about your problems. One of the symptoms of depression is, sleeping all the time. Because I remember when I was having my anxiety attacks during this past winter, before I started back at work, I would take my Ativan and I would just want to fall asleep and not have to think about why I was anxious, and wait till my partner got home, and then just throw myself into that friendship that I have with him, that relationship, that connection. And I wanted to sleep away the time that I had by myself, because I didn't want to think about why I was anxious, or what was making me anxious, or what I was feeling. And sometimes that is a reality for people. Like I was talking about my sister, and there is a time to overcome those situations by sleeping. Sleeping is a way for our body to recuperate. It's not just about dreaming in a waking state, but it's also about dreaming in a sleeping state. Our dreams hold a lot of messages, and if you can remember them, your dreams, it's important to kind of think, what does that dream mean? Even if it's just taking a few minutes to question, what did I dream last night, and what does that mean to me? So I feel like Friday, August 27th is one of those days where the energy is right for dreaming, for questioning, for learning, for opening ourselves up to new situations, to opening ourselves to new possibilities. So let's go to Saturday, August 28th. I'm going to use my Vampire Tarot for Saturday, August 28th. Saturday, August 28th. Saturday, August 28th, Spirit. Saturday, August 28th. I'm going to take one card. We have card number 8, which is Strength. Saturday, August 28th. So Friday was, perchance to dream. It was really about being airy-fairy out there, allowing ourselves to take the time to just be carried away by the winds of our imagination and the winds of our creative thoughts, or our feelings. And then Saturday, August 28th is about strength. It's about, picking back up and starting anew or starting again, or, feeling whole, feeling like you have a purpose. Saturday is a day where I know I'm off work on Saturday, this Saturday coming. Today I'm working, which is Saturday, but next Saturday I'm off work. I'm going to get my tattoo finished here. I know that when I have a day off work, I often feel like I feel more, allowed. I feel like I have more allowance to do the things that I want in the day. Maybe get a workout in, or record a YouTube video, or make a meal, or wash my hair, or take a shower, or go shopping. So strength is like on Saturday, August 28th. What do you do that gives you strength on Saturday, August 28th? What do you do that you really enjoy, that makes you feel like you're unstoppable? Because it's a good day to do that. It's a good day to really give into that thing that makes you feel strong, give into that thing that strengthens you within, that really strengthens your passion for life, that strengthens your determination, that strengthens your drive, that strengthens your purpose. That's what I feel for Saturday, August 28th. So I think the last card we'll draw will be from the Halloween Tarot for Sunday, August 29. So Spirit, what does Sunday, August 29 have in store for us? Sunday, August 29. Okay. I think a bunch of cards turned over, but I'm going to take the ones that fell out of the deck. Oh my gosh. Sorry. Okay. There's a lot of cards that fell out of the deck again for Sunday, August 29. I feel like this deck has so much to say. It's like I'm getting cards and cards and cards. So Sunday, August 29. Now, Sunday, August 22nd, I think my last reading, I got 4 cards for Sunday, August 22nd in the last video for the week ahead. And I thought it was going to be a big day, and it was, because I forgot to say that it was the full moon in Aquarius, Sunday, August 22nd. And today is Sunday, August 29, and we have 5 cards. So again, it's going to be a big day, just like Tuesday was a big day with these cards. We have the Ace of Imps. The Ace of Imps is the Ace of Wands. So I know it gets redundant, but there's a lot of feeling of passion, determination, drive, ambition, creative spirit, creative energy, tapping into that creative drive within yourself, feeling like you're getting downloads from whatever source you believe in order to create, in order to make art out of your life, or even to create an artistic project. And you have the Moon, which is, the Moon is about talking about underlying feelings, underlying emotions coming to the surface, but also things being hidden, or things being they're not seen in the light of the sun, so they're a little bit hidden, they're a little bit deformed in the light of the moon. Like you might not see things as clearly in the light of the moon, but the moon is also talking about phases, right? Because the moon has so many phases: new, waxing, full, waning, and the crescents in between. So it's about cycles, it's about phases. It could also be about romance, you know, because there's a lot of songs about the moon and romance. We have judgment. It could be a wake-up call. Maybe somebody is calling you to tell you something really important, or a new opportunity to start something fresh, to see things through fresh eyes. We have the Lovers. Wow, we have a lot of major arcanas for Sunday. The Lovers. So loving yourself, or a lover coming into your life, maybe a new partner or a new romantic interest. And we have the Sun. It's interesting that we have the Sun and the Moon, because it could be seeing things from both the viewpoint of being illuminated by the Sun, or the viewpoint of being illuminated by the Moon, or being I think there's like a duality here, right? Because we have the opposites of the Sun and the Moon. There's like a duality. Let me see these cards together here. Judgment, the Moon, the Sun, the Lovers, 4 major arcana, and the Ace of Imps. There could be a lot of different circumstances. You could be going on a date, you know. You could be receiving an important phone call. You could be dealing with underlying issues that, you know, seeing a therapist, or talking to a therapist, or thinking about getting a therapist, or thinking about giving somebody a phone call so you can, you know, maybe have a good conversation that will make you feel like you're able to get something off your chest. Maybe telling the truth about something that you weren't, you know, honest about to begin with, and getting that off your chest, and being brought, and letting that what you're taking off your chest, letting that be brought out into the Sun, and the Sun illuminating, you know, your life and bringing more joy, more vibrancy to your life. You could be, you know, creating with the Ace of Imps something that, a piece of artwork, or a song, or just doing something that makes you feel alive, or makes you feel connected to the underworld with the Moon, or it makes you feel connected to your lover. Maybe cooking a nice meal for somebody with the Lovers card and the Ace of Imps. You know, cooking a nice meal for your partner, or for somebody that you have a deep connection with, or that you feel you have a good friendship with. Maybe going on a date, you know, going on a date in the day and doing something fun in the day, or going on a date in the night and doing something fun in the night. Now that COVID restrictions are being loosened, you know, here in Canada at least, there's more opportunity for going out. The Judgment card is like, we have the Judgment. There's so many like different possibilities with these cards. The Judgment card and the Moon, you know, being illuminated to something in your life that maybe you didn't realize was bothering you, but there's information coming to light for you that's making you realize something that maybe was bothering you, like I said, or something that will give you a fresh start. You know, getting something off your chest is a big thing that I see. I know I said it's going to be the last card, but let's get another card from the Dark Mirror Oracle for Sunday, August 29. We got 2 cards. We have The Child I Was Meant to Be, card number 8, and Masquerade, card number 15. And Masquerade kind of reminds me of the Devil card, because the Devil card is card number 15 in the major arcana of the tarot. And The Child I Was Meant to Be reminds me of the 6 of Cups, because there is nostalgia to it. So let's read the book and find out what The Child I Was Meant to Be means. Thank you for sticking around. The child I was meant to be, moon phase, full. An instant of clarity is the light I needed. What was I talking about? You know, clarity, like with the Judgment card and the Moon card, clarity coming to you and enlightening you, and things from underneath, your subconscious coming up to light and giving you a fresh start. Tones of lemon yellow and plum magenta, with castings of sky blue and bright morning white. The serene face of a woman with gentle gesture holds a small growing plant made of dreams and new leaves. Sentence: to go forward is to go backward, as hope heals the wounds of the past. Going dark. There is little darkness in this card. It is a card of connection with ourselves. So many times it feels like dream. It's fleeting, uncertain, and yet clear. The moment you close your hand to grasp it, it turns into fairy light and disappears. But it remains as a lingering smell, an ephemeral feeling of light and peaches and blossoms. It is faith. It is hope. It is a warm smile at the other side of the forest of smoke and mirrors. We can be whole again. We can be pure again. We can be happy again. No matter what we did, we can. Just know this is a gift of light among the cruel darkness. It brings no road, sometimes no solace, but it can become a seed of hope, a wind of change, a place for safety in the storm. Even if it's gone, it was definitely there. It was definitely here. So that's a card of hope. I feel like the sun is also a card of hope. It's the hope of a brighter day, the hope of, life being birthed and growth taking place. And then we have the Masquerade card, which is card number 15 in the Dark Mirror Oracle. So let's read that one. Card number 15. We're almost done. Masquerade, moon phase, waning gibbous. That was the moon phase I was born under, the waning gibbous. What I can't have forever, I will have for a minute. What I can't have for a minute, I will hold to me for 1 second. Visual seed. A man's face, young in the flesh and in posture, with a wide open shirt. Over him appears the most complicated and baroque hat, straight from a Venetian carnival. Sentence: under the guise of Cupid, I will come to you. Under the guise of a thief, I will fly away. Going dark. There is often guilt in taking the mask of Don Juan, or Donna Juana. The seducer is not a master of love, neither of manipulation. He is the master of the ephemeral, of what is fleeting and brief and transient to the extreme. He is the master of the moment, and as such he forgot all other kind of eternity. There is guilt if you care because you are not building. There is guilt out of loss because you are not treasuring. There is guilt out of indifference because when you don't care, you cheat yourself of meaning and value. Sometimes there is guilt in the selflessness, in the desire itself, in everything leading to pleasure, as if the only pleasure that can be sacred are only those labeled as such. The masquerade is a dance. It is a road that goes in circles and ebbs and flows, and always ends with the first light. Before the time comes, hold it tightly. When the time comes, let it go. So I was watching Wendy Bones, I think it was, and she was talking about leaving your palm open, because when you shut it, you crush what's in your palm and you don't leave yourself open to receiving. With your palm open, you're open to receiving, you're open to letting go. So it's about having and not having, right? It's about having and not having. You might have the joy of having somebody in your life for a moment, but maybe they leave. Maybe maybe you're going through a situation on Sunday, August 29th, where you're going through a breakup, and somebody that you really loved is doesn't want to be a part of your life anymore. But this card, the child that was meant to be, is a hopeful card, and so is the sun and even the moon. The moon can be romance, and you also have the lovers. So if you are going through a breakup, just know that there is somebody out there for you if you want to be with somebody, and it's just going to be about loving yourself first and going through the difficulties of doing the shadow work in your life and letting go of those emotions, letting those emotions flow through you, the emotions of sadness or regret or loss, and remembering that spirit has your back, that spirit will give you that passion that you need, that drive that you need to get through and to start afresh with somebody else when the time comes. and the sun is shining on your life. There's a positive card here. I don't know if you're going through a breakup. I don't know if you're going through a loss of somebody in your life, or maybe you're grieving the loss of somebody that you lost recently, or maybe you're thinking about somebody that you lost a while back and you're grieving that. Maybe it's only hitting you now. Or maybe you're thinking about people that, you know, died that you knew. I know I have a friend, you know, who died very young of a drug overdose, and she was the same age as me, and she was a really sweet girl, and she was always happy and always saying hi when I would see her. And it was a kind of a shock when she passed away, because she left a daughter behind. And like, you know, I often think about her at times, and I do believe, you know, in spiritual ancestors and spirits. So I do believe that sometimes when I think about her, it's because she's around me, and, you know, she wants me to remember her fondly. And I think that the Masquerade card can also talk about, like, sometimes we feel like imposters. Sometimes we feel like, oh, did I really even love this person because they're gone and I don't miss them? You know, and that could be part of like that breakup, you know, those breakup emotions, where one minute you might be really missing that person, and the next minute you might be, you know, thinking, did I ever really love that person? Because I'm so angry with them that, you know, I don't feel like I love them. I feel like maybe I was, you know, pulling a masquerade, you know, pulling some sort of feelings that I never really felt, you know, just putting on a mask and just going through the motions. But sometimes a mask can be a form of amusement, you know, going to a masquerade ball. You know, it's not always negative. You know, the masquerade doesn't always have to be negative. I also said that the card number 15, the masquerade, kind of reminded me of the devil card, where sometimes also with devil card, I do feel like the devil can be illumination, or it can be being tied to difficult belief systems, or difficult life mantras that don't serve us anymore. And the devil card, or the masquerade card, kind of illuminates what we are blind to, maybe with the moon card, and then illuminating with the sun card what we were blind to, what we didn't realize as truth, but that is now our truth, and that allows us to be set free with the child I was meant to be. Like that idea of, you know, regaining your inner child, regaining your sense of wonder for life, regaining that part of you that's really excited about living every day. So whatever's happening for you on Sunday, August 29th, you know that you are being watched over with the Ace of Imps. You have, you know, the divine lending you the energy that you need to get through whatever you have to tackle, or whatever challenges you have to face. And know that there are good things coming in. You have the Lover's card. Love yourself first, okay? Learn to love yourself first. So I guess that's it for this reading for August 23rd to August 29, 2021. I will leave you with some tunes from the singing bowl. I hope you enjoyed this video and you were able to get through the whole thing, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching. Bye.